While thinking of doing a master's, most of us lean towards taking a student loan, which first of all is not a bad thing at all. But however, there are few things which you need to know before taking the loan, while taking the disbursement, and after you have taken the loan, how to pay it off back. There are few mistakes which I did during my journey because I didn't knew anyone who could guide me through. But I am gonna share in this video my mistakes and things which you can cover up or things you need to look for to get the loan interest rate as low as possible, how you can pay it off back as soon as possible, which I'm planning to as well, by the way. So this video I'll divide it into 3 parts. The timestamps are there, feel free to skip through the parts. First is things you need to look for while making the loan application. Once you have made the loan application, once your loan has been sanctioned, then what steps you need to take to disburse it, how much to disburse, that will be the second part. And the third part would be how or what are the methods which you can use to pay it back as soon as possible, roughly around 2 to 3 years of time span, because usually the loan would be 10 years tenure, so how you can reduce it down. So let's get started. Before we move forward, if you're new here, I'm Tanmay, a full-time data analyst and a part-time YouTuber living in Ireland. Let's move on to the first section of this video, which is things you need to consider before making the loan application. So सबसे पहले, there are multiple banks, there are many NBFCs and everything to get you sorted, to provide you the loan, but हमको उसके पास जाना है जिसका interest rate कम हो, and there are few other factors as well which you need to consider before taking the loan. So first, interest rate. Obviously the lower the interest rate, the better. तो यूजुअली इफ़ यू टेक अ कोलैटरल लोन तो तुम्हारा इंटरेस्ट रेट विल बी समवेयर अराउंड 8 to 10%. इफ यू आर टेकिंग अ नॉन कोलैटरल लोन विच इज दैट यू डोंट हैव अ रियल एस्टेट एज अ गारंटी, देन यूजुअली द इंटरेस्ट रेट इज हायर बिकॉज द कंपनी और द बैंक डजंट हैव एनीथिंग एज अ गारंटी. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, जैसे मैंने लिया है नॉन कोलैटरल, बट इफ समवन वॉज टेकिंग अ कोलैटरल लोन तो तुम क्या कर सकते हो, अपने घर को यू कैन पुट इट एज अ गारंटी. एंड इफ इन केस, लाइक आई नो इट्स वेरी लॉन्ग fetch thing, but it won't happen. But if in case you default on your loan, they can take your house. That's just security for the banks that okay, agar kuch nahi hua to something is there. But non collateral loans are basically they are just betting on me that I'll pay it back. उनको मेरे पे भरोसा है, so hence the interest rate is slightly higher. So my interest rate currently is 12.75, which is a lot. First of all, you can negotiate on that. So whenever your bank is offering you the interest rate, for example उन्होंने बोला कि your interest rate is 11% or 12%, what you can do is you can bargain with them, you can negotiate, okay, but that bank is providing me 10%, so can you give me 10.5, or either you can match or lower it down. तो वैसे करके they do bargain. पहले नहीं बोलेंगे, but करते हैं because even they want you as a customer. So yes, try to negotiate and get your interest rate as low as like 10. I've seen people getting 9. अभी in my case what happened is I took my interest rate was 10.5, but हुआ ये, like when I came here the Indian government RBI decided to jack up the interest repo rate, and that's why my interest is now currently 20.75, even though the inflation is reduced based on the calculation and everything, but the repo rate still stands the same. तो उसके वजह से मेरा वही है, but hopefully it will come down. So first is the interest rate. Second would be look for foreclosure charges. So for example, तुम जब foreign आओगे, your income if you convert in INR would be a lot. So for example, even if you're earning 1500 euros, then it will be roughly around 1,30,000, 1,40,000. I know sab mila ke your expenses would be 1 lakh or something around that, but you're still saving 20,000, which is a lot in India. So let's say based on my plan we are deciding कि 2 साल में लोन निपटाना है. But if your bank has some foreclosure charges, for example they have 1 lakh or 50,000 foreclosure charges, so that makes no sense. Like you're paying extra money just because you're paying it early. ये तो नहीं है ना. So make sure that the foreclosure charges are zero. And the third thing which you need to look for is the cool down period. So usually what happens is, in my case what happened is, अभी recently हुआ था तो I tweeted and back and forth काफ़ी चला. So एक तो था कि if there is any cooling period between part payments, तो क्या होता है when you take the loan, तो कुछ banks बोलते हैं there is 6 months of cool down period, that for 6 months you can't make any part payment. Part payment is basically if you make a payment it will be deducted from your principal amount. So for example तुमने 25 लाख का लोन लिया है, in my case I took 25 lakhs loan, but charges and all मिला के my loan is 26,70,000. ठीक है. Now I have got 25 lakhs as a disbursement amount. ठीक है. अब for example in some month I worked extra, I got a salary hike or something, and I have a saving of 1 lakh rupees. Now I want to make a part payment. तो अगर मैंने 1 lakh rupees भरे तो instead of 26,70,000 now my principal amount would be 25,70,000. तो एक लाख उधर से कम हो गया. So this is very good. But some banks have that 6 months का moment, 6 months का cool down period that you can't pay the loan and all that. But yeah, make sure negotiate on that. अगर होगा भी ना तो उनको बोलो नहीं मुझे ये नहीं चाहिए, and make sure that you read the documents and it is there in the document that okay it's fine, or either it's on the email. तुमने जिसके साथ कॉन्वर्जेशन किया है उसके पास वो हो कि ओके या वी अग्रीड ऑन दिस टर्म करके. Also, there's one more thing with the part payment. One more condition is that कि पूरे financial year में you can pay only 20% extra of your principal amount, which is, I mean, if you're paying, let's say for example, अगर तुम्हारा target है कि 3 साल में loan निपटाना है, then I think this makes no sense. So you have to bargain on these 2 points, negotiate कर लो कि first 20% I don't want that, waive it off, and second is this one which is the cool down period. अगर they are not okay with reducing down the interest rate by 1% or 0.5%, it's fine, but negotiate on these 2 points. Next, make sure that you can make the part payment online, because in my case what is happening is my dad usually goes to the bank and makes the part payment, even though उन्होंने बोला था कि online कर सकते हैं blah blah blah. I couldn't find the option, to be honest, and they said so my dad has to visit the branch and he has to deposit the check and all that process. But now after a while, after talks and everything, they have incorporated the option in the app. So abhi to hai, but I haven't tried it out. But yeah, make sure that you're looking for online option कि तुम online part payment कर सकते हो. This is for future cases, but make sure you have all these bits and pieces all together, and then find the bank which is ready to give you the loan. Okay, so I think that's it. Now let's move on. Let's say for example तुमने बैंक फाइनल कर ली, maybe it's ICICI, IDFC, HDFC, कोई भी तुमने अपने मनपसंद के ये सारे फैक्टर्स चेक करके you finalize the bank. So now the next step is to take the disbursement. So while taking the disbursement, don't disburse the whole amount. So for example, you have to pay 50% of your college fee, right? तो तुमको 100% disburse नहीं करना पड़ेगा, because अगर if you disburse the whole amount, in my case 25 lakhs, then you'll start getting interest 12.75% on the whole 25 lakhs. क्यों करना है ना? अगर 25 लाख पे 12.75 का अगर इंटरेस्ट पकड़ो तो इट्स अराउंड 2,70,000. तो हर साल तुम्हारा 2,70,000 प्रिंसिपल में ऐड होगा. सो फॉर एग्जांपल योर लोन वुड बी 27,70,000 फॉर द नेक्स्ट ईयर. उसमें और तुम 12% ऐड करोगे तो और बढ़ेगा. सो इफ यू कैन, मैं बताता हूँ क्या करना है. सो the visa office is okay if you pay the 50% of your payment, and then you show the sanction letter that I have been given a 26 lakh loan, but I have taken only 10 lakhs out of it because I have to pay 50%, which is fine. So now whatever interest you'll get is you'll get it on 10 lakh rupees. 10 lakhs ka 12.75% is way less compared to 25. Obviously you can do the math. So take only half disbursement जितनी तुमको चाहिए. Maybe you can include 1 lakh extra for your tickets, for your, if you're buying a new gadget and everything. So yeah, you can do that. So let's say 12-15 lakhs you're taking, and keep that only. The second thing what you have to do is there is a moratorium period, if I'm spelling it right. तो what does that mean is कि 2 साल तक तुमको कुछ भरना नहीं है. You don't have to pay any EMI or pay any interest or anything, but the loan amount, तुम्हारे लोन अमाउंट पे इंटरेस्ट तो बढ़ता रहेगा. So what I recommend is, जैसे for example you are earning 1,000 euros, just for an example, what you can do is you can save 100 euros a month या 50 euros a month. I know it's difficult being the housing crisis, expenses and everything, but if you can save at least 8 to 10,000 rupees, उसका equivalent in dollars or in euros, whatever it is, save that and then transfer it. So what you have to do is make sure कि हर साल के end तक you are able to pay off the interest which is accumulated for the whole year. So for example like 25 lakhs का अगर 2,75,000 हो रहा है, तो make sure that you are able to save up to 2 lakhs in a year so that you can waive it off. तो तुम्हारा 25 ही रहेगा at the end of first year. ठीक है? बिकॉज अगर ये ऐड होते गया ना तो पहले तो 30 लाख तक जाएगा, फिर उसके बाद और 12%, फिर 32 होगा, फिर और 12%, फिर 34 होगा. तो ऐसे करते करते बहुत टाइम लगेगा. एंड मेरे केस में यही हुआ था एंड आई मेड दैट मिस्टेक. व्हाट आई डिड वाज, मैं एक्स्ट्रा 10,000 इन्वेस्ट कर रहा था पागल जैसे. लाइक इधर लोन बढ़ रहा है एंड आई एम इन्वेस्टिंग, विच मेड नो सेंस बिकॉज कम ऑन, लेट्स बी रियलिस्टिक. हाउ मच विल अ इन्वेस्टमेंट like make you in a year? 10%, because 1 year के लिए देख रहे हो, but your loan is already like making 12% interest. तो वो already 2% का तुमको difference है. तो what I recommend is, again this is a recommendation, पहले focus on paying off the loan and then you can make all your investment and everything. So I think makes sense that okay, now you are a bit clear that okay, take 15%. Why I am recommending take 50%, not 50%, and not more, because then you'll have to at the end pay. You took the loan of 25 lakhs lakhs, but उस पे interest add हो के you end up paying like 33 or 32 lakh. In which my case वैसे ही हुआ था, but now I have brought it down below 20. But yeah, I learned it hard way. You don't have to. So if you can take only 50% disbursement and then जैसे जैसे लगता है you can take the disbursement. Okay, now let's move on to paying off strategy. लोन को 3 साल में उड़ाना है भाई. Like first of all, be clear in your mind. People will say कैसे होगा, how and blah 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 blah. Be clear in your mind. खुद पे भरोसा रखो कि भाई 2 साल में हो जाएगा, 3 साल में हो जाएगा, ठीक है. I am also of that mindset कि okay, I'll be focusing that I have to pay it off in 2 years. मेरे से नहीं हुआ because of the mistake I made of disbursing everything and then वो 30 lakhs का बन गया, eventually 31 lakhs हो गया. But now I'm on a track कि I have to pay it off in a year. So next year at this point, hopefully, touch wood, I'll pay it off. Okay, so let's move on. What you have to do is, say for example, तुम्हारी salary आ रही है, पूरी आ रही है and whatever is that. If you are making the small payments and तुम्हारा सब करके now your loan is only 25 lakhs. So what you have to do is, now you have a full-time job. तो तुम क्या करो, EMI अगर तुम्हारा कुछ 40,000 के आसपास होगा, keep that money aside. Along with that, हर महीने try to save up to 30-40,000, which is 300-400 euros, and उसको savings account या किसी और बैंक account में रख दो जिसका access you don't have, जिस पे you don't carry that card. तो उससे क्या होगा, you won't spend that money because the moment I started earning good, like 2,000 euros कुछ तो, and the moment I started earning, I was like, okay, party करनी है, send gifts to mom, dad, family, which is not like, okay, करो for the first month, second month, third month, ठीक है, 3 महीने enjoy, but after the 3rd month, 4th month से start saving. तो जैसे ही salary आती है, keep aside maybe 1,500 euros or 400, जैसे भी तुमको possible है, keep aside some amount and transfer it to some other bank account जिसका access you don't have, like you have the access but card वार्ड तुम use नहीं करते, so that you will save that money. And वो EMI नहीं है, I'm talking other than EMI. Now what you have to do is, every month you are doing the EMI payments and everything, वो सब चल रहा है. What you can do is, after 3 months, तो उधर let's say after 3 months you have saved up to 2,000 euros or 1,500 euros, then you make a part payment. तो तुम्हारा लोन EMI के थ्रू तो already 23 lakhs तक आ जाएगा, and then you are making a 2 lakhs 3 lakhs का part payment in 6 or 4 to 6 months के period में. तो तुम्हारा 20 के नीचे आ गया. फिर तुम्हारा जैसे जैसे लोन नीचे आता है वैसे वैसे your EMI starts contributing towards the principal amount rather than the interest. That is also playing in your favor. You are also saving. 2 साल save कर लो, पूरा मेहनत कर लो and do it. But once the debt is paid off, then you can पार्टी करो जितना करना है, इन्वेस्टमेंट करो जितनी करनी है, like it's all yours. I feel that mental pressure should be gone before you make any investments, before you do anything else. You can save for the emergency funds like 50%, 1,000 euros रख लो emergency के लिए. Maybe you need to pay for the visa appointment, pay for the health insurance, so you can keep 1,000 euros. But I would recommend initially for 2 years, little bit leave below the expense, and once you're done, like party, meet me, drop a comment and we'll hang out. Okay guys, I completely forgot this one option as well, which is refinance. तो तुम refinance भी कर सकते हो your loan. For example, if you're living in Ireland, then what you can do is you can go to any credit union or any of the bank. They do refinance. So usually in Ireland, credit unions do that. So what they do is, maybe they'll give you the loan for 7% and तुम्हारे इंडिया का 12% पे था, तो यहाँ पे तुमको 7% का मिल रहा है. So you take that, pay off your India वाला debt, and then you can use your salary and everything to pay this one off. And ये 2 साल में निपट जाएगा for sure, because इनका tenure ही 2 साल 3 साल का होता है compared to India. India का was 10 years का tenure, so यहाँ पे it is low. Now I didn't do it because the reason was कि for example अगर touch wood कुछ हो जाता है, या I'm not able to pay, या salary या job से lay off, anything can happen, right? Uncertainty काफी है. तो अगर कुछ ऐसे हो जाता, तो at least in India I have a peace of mind that maybe my dad could help, or maybe one of my friend could help me. So इसलिए मैंने नहीं किया. And I feel जो यूरो और INR का appreciation है उसका भी benefit मिलता है. तो you can, यूरो का प्राइस ऊपर जा रहा है तो यू आर अर्निंग मोर, एंड देन INR में कन्वर्जन उसका बहुत हो रहा है, तो दैट इज ऑल्सो गुड, राइट? सो हेंस आई डिडंट डू इट, बट इफ यू वांट यू कैन कंसिडर दैट आफ्टर अ ईयर, या यहाँ आके यू कैन लुक इनटू इट. नाउ द बोनस टिप विच आई एम गोना शेयर इज, एज आई मेंशन, ओके, द टेक ऑफ द मेंटल प्रेशर फर्स्ट, पे ऑफ योर डेट एंड ब्ला 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 ब्ला, बट फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल पढ़ाई पे फोकस करो. यू केम अब्रॉड टू स्टडी, टू डू मास्टर्स, so have that experience, enjoy that experience. Don't do like, okay, I'm doing part time, I have to do shift, blah blah लेक्चर्स कर रहे हो, देन सीधा शिफ्ट कर रहे हो, असाइनमेंट कर रहे हो, यू डोंट हैव टाइम टू एंजॉय, एक्सप्लोर, मीट न्यू पीपल, फॉलो द कल्चर जहाँ पे तुम आए हो. डोंट डू दैट. टू बी ऑनेस्ट, आई मेड दैट मिस्टेक दैट आई वॉज डूइंग द शिफ्ट्स. माई शिफ्ट्स वर इन द मॉर्निंग like 5 a.m. so I used to get up at 4:30, go to the shift, do the part time, go to the lectures, do the assignment. इसके बीच में पार्टी का टाइम ही नहीं मिलता था या लोगों से मिलने का टाइम नहीं मिलता था. So I usually used to literally sleep at 8:30 max because I had to get up in the morning. So I had no social life. I didn't join the university societies. थोड़े बहुत events में participate किया but not that much. So I would say focus on enjoying the uni days. ठीक है, 1 year में भी तुम्हारा momentum चल रहा है, it adds up, interest add up हुआ 1 साल तक, ठीक है. But as soon as you are graduated, then you can switch back and then focus on everything because this is probably the last time you will be studying. इसके बाद तुम्हें यूनिवर्सिटी कभी आना नहीं है वापस. And do trust me, जैसे वो hit करेगा ना, वो करेगा. So focus on studies as well. Don't just be mindful. Enjoy your life. Be mindful कि okay, I have set 50 euros का budget to enjoy. Student के लिए 50 euros is fine. Not everyone comes from a very good background. So यहाँ पे भी people are very generous. Like 50 euros में you can have some good fun night, coffee जा सकते हो and all that. So because everyone is student, so everyone knows their pain. Everyone has their part time. सब कुछ है. But just enjoy as well. ठीक है. So that's it. So that's the bonus tip I would highly recommend. Keep participate in clubs and activities. Also, if you have questions about backpacking, if you have questions about कि पहले क्या करना है, कौन सा सिम लेना है, bank account, everything, I've made a dedicated playlist for you specially. So click on this playlist here and you'll be redirected there. See you in those videos. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.